Every single year, millions of people around the world fill out the same paperwork, pay thousands of dollars in fees, wait months, sometimes years, and still get rejected. The US immigration system alone processes over 30 million visa applications annually, and the UK turned away nearly 1 in 3 visa applicants in 2025. One wrong box ticked, one missing document, one misunderstood rule, and the whole dream collapses. I'm your Vault Keeper, and today we're breaking down 8 major visa types across the US and UK, what they actually require, what they cost, and the one thing almost nobody tells you before you apply. Stick around, because at the end I'm going to show you the single most overlooked visa path that thousands of international graduates miss every single year, and it could completely change your options. Let's unlock it before we go type by type. Let's strip it back to basics. A visa is simply an official permission slip issued by a country's government that says you're allowed to enter, stay, and sometimes work or study there for a specific period of time. That's it. No visa, no entry. Wrong visa type for what you're actually doing, and you can be deported. The most important thing to understand is this. The visa type you apply for has to match exactly what you plan to do when you get there. You cannot enter on a tourist visa and quietly start working. You cannot study on a work visa. The category matters enormously, and the consequences of getting it wrong can follow you for years. Let's start with the most talked about work visa in the United States, the H1B. And here's the thing, nobody puts on the brochure. Getting selected for an H1B has nothing to do with how qualified you are. It's a lottery, a literal draw. Here's how it works. The US government caps H1B visas at 85,000 per year, 65,000 general slots, plus 20,000 extra reserved for people with US master's degrees. Every year, far more people register than slots available, so USCIS runs a random selection. In FY 2026, the selection rate was 35.3%, meaning roughly 2 in every 3 eligible applicants didn't get picked, no matter how qualified they were. So if you beat the lottery, and the numbers are improving thanks to recent anti-fraud reforms, your employer then files a full petition on your behalf. The average H-1B salary in FY 2026 hit $146,277, and once approved, you're authorized to work in a specialty occupation for up to 3 years, extendable to 6 with a path toward a green card while you wait. The H-1B approval rate at the petition stage is now 97.9%, so if you get selected, your chances of actually being approved are very high. If the H-1B is the front door to working in America, the green card is the key to staying forever. Officially called lawful permanent residency, a green card means you can live and work in the US indefinitely without needing an employer to sponsor every single visa renewal. There are several paths to a green card: through a family member who's already a US citizen or permanent resident, through employment sponsorship, through the annual diversity visa lottery open to nationals of underrepresented countries, or through asylum. Employment-based green cards are the most common route for international professionals, but wait times can be brutal. Depending on your country of origin and which employment category you qualify under, the wait can stretch from a few years to, and this is not an exaggeration, over a decade for applicants from high-demand countries. Here's the one that surprises a lot of international students. The F1 student visa isn't just a ticket to study used correctly. It's also your first legal foothold in the US job market. The F1 allows full-time study at an accredited US institution, plus up to 20 hours of on-campus work per week, while classes are in session, and full-time work during breaks. But here's the part most people underutilize. After graduation, F1 holders are eligible for optional practical training, which we're going to cover as its own section in just a moment, because it deserves the attention. To qualify for an F1, you need an acceptance letter from a SEVP-approved school, proof you can cover your tuition and living costs, and strong evidence, financial, family, and professional, that you intend to return home after your studies. That last part trips more applications than any other requirements. And now the visa that causes more problems than almost any other, the B1, B2. The B2 is a tourist visa. The B1 is for short-term business visits, attending a conference, negotiating a contract, that sort of thing. Together, they cover most casual trips to the United States. Here's what so many people get wrong. A B1, B2 does not allow you to work for a US employer, take a paid position, or enroll in a full degree program. It sounds obvious, but immigration authorities see this violation constantly. Getting caught working illegally on a tourist visa doesn't just end your trip, it can result in a multi-year or even permanent bar from re-entering the US. The visa is simple. The rules around what you cannot do on it are what you actually need to memorize. Okay, Vault Keeper. We're halfway through, and the next 3 visa types cover the UK and some of the most commonly missed pathways that could be worth thousands of vault coins in opportunity cost if you get them wrong. Pay attention. The UK skilled worker visa is the primary route for overseas nationals to work in Britain, and in 2026, the rules are tighter than they've been in years. As of July 2025, the minimum salary threshold jumped to £41,700 per year, or the specific going rate for your occupation code, whichever is higher. That's a significant leap from previous thresholds, and it's already pricing out workers in lower wage sectors. You also need a confirmed job offer from a home office licensed sponsor before you can even apply. The employer has to come first. The visa application follows. And starting January 2026, new applicants must now demonstrate English language ability at the B2 level, 1 level above what was previously required. The UK is essentially saying, we want skilled workers, but we want the most highly qualified ones. If your salary offer and sponsor check out, the skilled worker visa gives you the right to live and work in the UK for up to 5 years, with a pathway to indefinite leave to remain, the UK's equivalent of a green card after 5 years on the route. And here's a category that affects more people than you'd think: spouse and family visas. Whether you're married to a US citizen, a UK permanent resident, or a British citizen, the visa process for joining your partner in a new country is not as simple as it sounds, and it's significantly more expensive than most couples expect going in. In the US, a spouse of an American citizen applies for a CR1 or IR1 immigrant visa, which grants permanent residency immediately upon arrival. Spouses of permanent residents, not citizens, wait in a queue that can stretch 1 to 3 years or more. In the UK, a spouse visa requires both partners to meet an income threshold of at least £29,000 per year from the UK-based partner, proof of a genuine relationship, and English language evidence from the overseas applicant. The application fee alone runs over £1,800 before biometrics, healthcare surcharges, and legal fees are added on top. And here it is, the one I promised you at the start. The most overlooked visa path that thousands of international students miss every year. In the US, after completing an F1 degree, students are eligible for optional practical training. OPT, standard OPT, gives you 12 months of work authorization in your field, even without an employer-sponsored work visa. STEM graduates, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, get a 24-month extension on top of that, for a total of 3 years of US work authorization before even needing to think about an H1B. That's 3 lottery cycles, 3 chances. Most people don't realize this is available until it's almost too late to apply. In the UK, the equivalent is the graduate route visa, 2 years of open work authorization after finishing a UK degree, or 3 years for PhD graduates. No employer sponsorship required upfront, no salary threshold. You can work for any employer, switch jobs, even start your own business. It's the most flexible bridge between student and skilled worker status that the UK immigration system offers, and Home Office statistics show a huge proportion of eligible graduates simply never apply for it. Alright, Vault Keeper, zoom out with me for a second. Every visa type we just covered shares the same underlying logic. You're asking a government's permission to be in their country for a specific purpose, for a specific amount of time. What changes is what you're allowed to do, how long you can stay, how much it costs, and how strictly the rules are enforced. The most dangerous mistake, across every single category, is assuming your visa covers more than it does. Tourist visa holders working quietly, students taking unauthorized employment, workers overstaying their permission period. These aren't just rule violations, they're the kind of marks on your immigration record that follow you for decades and can close doors permanently. So there you have it. H1B, green card, F1 student, B1B2 tourist, UK skilled worker, spouse and family, OPT and graduate route, 8 visa types, fully unlocked. 8 very different permission slips, all built on the same principle. Match the visa to what you actually plan to do. Understand the rules completely and never assume. If this unlocks something for you today, hit subscribe. Every Monday and Thursday, we crack open a new financial and life system together. One vault at a time. Stay sharp, stay secured. I'll see you inside the next vault.